In the next two learning modules in Workshop 1, we've put together a few sample lessons. The first one here on rocks and minerals is a middle school, high school lesson and an elementary lesson on second grade shapes. The idea of the lessons is just to show you how you can assemble a complete lesson starting with a formative assessment, going through different types of content for students, and finishing with a summative assessment. Your own teaching and building style may vary from what we've done here, but these are just serving as examples. So we're going to click on a sample lesson on rock and minerals right now. Tap on it. And you can see that we have a learning module with 7 pages. A page on starting with a formative assessment and some content and so on, and then a project at the end. So if we tap on the mineral quiz here, it takes us out to a place, a website, where students can take a simple quiz. I'm just going to close this out. You can try this yourself later if you'd like. If a student didn't do so well on the quiz, they could go back and they could look at some remedial information, some background information like defining a mineral. I'll tap on that. And it takes them to a section of that website that explains. So now students can decide for themselves, do they need to do these? If they did great on the quiz, then they probably could skim or skip this. Otherwise, if they didn't do so hot on the quiz, they should go through and review this material. Then we get into some other content. We'll take a look at some rock and mineral interactive iBooks. The first one here, My Favorite Rocks and Minerals, was created with Book Creator on an iPad, and really it's just a very quick, incomplete iBook. Just to show you, for an example, it's the only thing available at the time of making this movie. I'm going to tap on My Favorite Rocks and Minerals, and it's going to prompt us to open in iBooks. So we'll do that, and it opens it up. I take my finger and I just page through. There's nothing special in this iBook. We've seen this before. So now a student can use this iBook as review material. I'm going to tap on the home button. I'm going to go back down, open up Safari browser so I can get back in here, close off, and now I'm back into the learning module. This next iBook was found in the iBook store, and it was a free iBook. So honestly, I'm not 100% sure if you're going to be able to open it, but please try. And we'll tap on Focus on Minerals, and it downloads it to your iPad. You can tap on Open in iBooks. Now mine was already downloaded, so it opens up very quickly. And again, I might not actually use this particular book for my students, but it's something that I could find as an example. There's nothing particularly interactive about it, but it's what I could find free in the iBook store. Tap the home button, tap Safari, close out this iBook, and this next one here was actually something that was just kind of a teaser. It's a fantastic iBook, interactive, all sorts of neat things that go on here, but you're not going to be able to open it up because this is something that I purchased from the iBook store, and the only iPad that will open this up is one that has the Apple ID of the account that purchased it. So you can't just go out and buy an iBook and then expect to distribute it to all of your students. But I can open it up because I purchased it. And just to give you an idea of the quality of iBooks available, I am going to tap on this one and open it up to show you. Open it in iBooks. It took some time to download originally. I'm going to tap on the book. And right away, immediately, you can see the difference in quality of something like this. We have videos, so I'll tap on the video, pinch it with my fingers to enlarge it, and this is what an interactive iBook can do. Pinch it back down to put it away. I can scroll through pages, I can tap on the book, go to the table of contents. Here I can see the various chapters in the book. I'll tap on, let's try identifying minerals. And we can just page through here. We have some 3D explorations. I'll tap here and I can manipulate the screen. I'll close that out by tapping the X. And we can just see the really high quality of these interactive iBooks, complete with video and pages like this that allow us to either swipe across the page or tap the pictures, and it shows more content for kids. So high quality interactive iBooks are expensive if you're talking about buying them for every student. This one here I believe was a few dollars, but one of the things that we can do using iBooks Author is to create our own high quality iBooks, or at least chapters for kids, and in doing that we can bring some pretty incredible content to the iPad for our students. Okay, I'll hit the home button again, tap on Safari, and I'm going to tap back into our Blackboard course. And now we'll take a look at some of the other content that we put on here. For example, the next page is showing some BrainPop resources. If you want to try these, because we're in Blackboard, I could give away the username and password for Waukesha because you have to log in to see it anyway. But here you could tap on some of these links, like the link on crystals, and it will open it in Blackboard, or I'm sorry, in BrainPop Mobile. And you can view the videos and so on. Close that out. And we found a few more, one on mineral identification, one on types of rocks. So you don't have to give up some of your favorite content, like BrainPop. Then we have some more activities, the rock and mineral scavenger hunt, which we've seen before, so we won't open, but you can try it just to practice going through a module like or through a lesson like your students would. A lab activity. Here we have a lab activity that was created in a PDF. You can open that up and check it out. A rock and mineral assessment, a summative assessment, linked to a, let's tap on that. And you can see we created this ourselves. Actually, this was created in PowerPoint. And students can go through. You could link this to a forum instead of a PowerPoint if you'd like to. And then finally, an activity for kids in the Be Creative section. This is not for Vanguard members to do. This is an example of a creative activity you could have for your students being creators of content. So now, to summarize this entire lesson, they could use iMovie to make a movie trailer, which is going to be a topic in one of our later workshops. They could use Book Creator to build their own iBook, or Keynote, a powerful presentation tool. They could use Explain Everything, or they could come up with their own idea. And this is a culminating activity for students to be creators of content. Back to the home button, back to Safari, and now I'm going to use the breadcrumbs here and go back to our next elementary lesson here and just give you a quick tour. You can take time to go through this yourself. Started out with a formative assessment, and then we have an activity on shapes, which is a link to a website. Tap on the link and you see the website comes up. As long as it's a non-Flash or Java website, students will be able to do it just fine on their iPads. Tap on the X, go back to our lesson. There's a video, the geometry wrap. There's an activity on keyboard triangles. We'll tap on the PDF document to bring that up, and you can take a look at, now you know how students can open this in Notability, and they could annotate from Notability. So we'll close this out, get back to our lesson. We can see we have some links to IXL lessons where students would tap on the link to bring them to the IXL login page, and then again a final project where students would be creators of content as they work through their project. So here we see some complete lessons in Blackboard. Again, your particular teaching style or course building style may vary from this, but at least this serves as an example of how you can use these learning modules in Blackboard and bring in content that's iPad friendly. When you get to the last part of this workshop, which is your Vanguard activity, be thinking about these lessons and at least use them as examples.